Friday, June 7. This is the news on PBCJ. I am Simone Absalom. The official night for the late Prime Minister Edward Seaga drew crowds of mourners and well-wishers at Tivoli Gardens on Thursday. Seaga had represented the West Kingston constituency for 43 years. With people dancing up a storm to the Seaga-produced Higgs and Wilson 1960 hit song "Oh Manny Oh," Member of Parliament for Kingston Western, Desmond Mackenzie, declared the night officially underway, just about 5 minutes after the slated start time of 7:30. In less than an hour, there was little room to move around the crowd as more and more people streamed into Tivoli Gardens Community Centre, and they were not all from West Kingston, nor were they all Jamaica Labour Party supporters, a fact that was not lost on Prime Minister and JLP leader Andrew Holness. With scores of gospel artists, the Tivoli Drum Corps and others keeping a crowd entertained, the night would stretch well into the morning. The Jamaica Labour Party councillor for Flanker Division in St. James, Senator Charles Sinclair, is proposing that May 28th of each year be declared Edward Seaga Day in the parish in honour of the memory of the former Prime Minister. Sinclair says he intends to table his proposal at the next monthly general meeting of the St. James Municipal Corporation, scheduled for Thursday, June 12. Councillor Sinclair, a former mayor of Montego Bay, is also proposing that the St. James Municipal Corporation incorporates May 28 amongst its calendar of events. Among the activities Senator Sinclair is proposing are symposium, lectures, essay competitions in primary and high schools, and a quiz competition. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has bemoaned the slow pace at which Jamaica does business. He made the observation as he delivered the keynote address at the opening of the R Hotel in Kingston on Thursday.
Things that are within our authority, we have not done it. And so a project like this, which has and then you've had to wait 13 years to bring it to reality. I'm emphasizing that here today. For the last 3 hotels that I've opened, that has been the complaint. That the project from conception to realization. The last hotel I opened in Kingston, they said it took them 8 years. Because the speed at which we are giving approvals, the speed at which the speed of business, and the speed that we need to have in order to grow.
Mr. Holness said Jamaica has to transition into the realities of 21st century business and invoked the name of the world's fastest man, Usain Bolt, as a model for which the country must move. The government will be spending over $2 billion on some critical projects to improve efficiency in targeted areas of its operations over the next 4 years. The projects are the modernization of the work permit system in the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, improving the ICT network infrastructure at the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, enhancing cross-border trade, the implementation of a fisheries licensing and registration system, the upgrading of the Government Data Center, and the establishment of the Government ICT Network. The Transformation Implementation Unit at the Ministry of Finance and Public Service is managing the implementation of the projects under the Support to the Public Sector Transformation Program. Speaking at a signing ceremony recently, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, College Robert Risden, said the modernization of the work permit system will significantly improve the customer experience for work permit applicants. The modernization of the work permit system will result in the re-engineering of work permit procedures and the implementation of an effective and user-friendly web-based system to facilitate significantly improved processing, review, approval, and issuing of work permits in Jamaica. State Minister for Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries, Floyd Green, says the Jamaica Stock Exchange junior market has recorded significant gains over the last 10 years since its establishment. He noted that the market has grown from one company listing to capitalization of $750 million to some 43 entities that have generated approximately $135 billion in capital. In addition, he noted that major increases have been recorded for contributions to pay-as-you-earn, the PAYE. The State Minister was speaking at the Microfinancing Association Limited's recent annual Microfinance Sector Leadership Forum at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel in New Kingston. The junior market, established in April 2009, facilitates investment in legitimate small and medium-sized companies whose shares trade on a special JSE platform. This enables the listed entities to raise capital, positioning them to contribute to Jamaica's economic growth and development. Representatives of the Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts are to be invited to appear before Parliament's Public Administration and Appropriations Committee, the PAAC, to explain the institution's procedure for addressing complaints. This comes in the wake of reports of allegations of sexual harassment implicating at least 2 male lecturers. Alleged victims have accused the school's administration of turning a blind eye. PAAC Chairman Dr. Wickham McNeil commented on the issue during this week's sitting of the committee.
This thing has become a problem. My understanding is that it is something that has been going on for some time, and I think that from our perspective, what we would be looking or seeking is how or what are the rules that govern how they are supposed to act in these circumstances.
McNeil said that as a parliamentary oversight committee, systems and procedures need to be examined by the PAAC to prevent reoccurrence.
Once we see issues arising, ours is to work on putting in place recommendations to Parliament that we will not see these things happening in other institutions or happening again. What is being put in place preventative to prevent these things from happening?
A hearing is reportedly set for June 20 with complainants and the accused lecturers. Head of the EU delegation to Jamaica, Ambassador Melgazata Wasiluska, made the announcement on the opening night of the 2019 EU Film Festival on June 3 in New Kingston. She said the participants will be asked to tell creative and compelling short stories about the partnership and the linkages between EU and Jamaica through film. Themes include gender equality, empowerment of women, maternal health, marginalization and exclusion, poverty reduction, climate action, justice, and youth empowerment. To enter the competition, persons must be between the ages of 15 and 24 years and must be Jamaican nationals. The ambassador said that a special workshop on making short films will be held in the first week of July. She is encouraging creative young people to participate. The film festival from June 3 to 9 is hosted by the EU delegation to Jamaica and EU member states. 12 movies will be shown for free over the 7 days of the festival. Screenings will be held at the venues in the corporate area, St. Elizabeth and St. James. The films cover a variety of issues including migration, discrimination, love, women in sports, persons with disabilities, diversity, among other themes. The public is invited to attend the Green Expo 2019 at the National Arena from June 7 to 9. Green Expo 2019 is a 3-day event which aims to raise public awareness and knowledge about practical solutions to environmental and sustainable development challenges such as climate change, pollution, and natural resources degradation. Green Expo 2019 was launched recently at the conference room in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. PBCJ caught up with the minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, responsible for land, environment and climate change as well as investment, Daryl Vaz, and he explained why the Green Expo is being organized for the first time since 2011.
I think we have to realize the importance, especially with what's happening in climate change, and although we miss them, we're happy that they are back because they have a very big part to play in terms of public education and public awareness in terms of climate change and, of course, environmental best practices.
We also spoke to one of the coordinators of the Expo.
Green Expo is about showing people how they can do the right thing. So we're going to have government agencies, private sector, universities, civil society organizations, farmers, a whole wide range of people from different organizations who are doing the right thing, and they're going to be able to show you. You can learn, you can pick up a product, you can find out who has the service to provide you with the ability to do the right thing.
The Green Expo is a part of an ongoing program which promotes, motivates, and inspires environmental sustainability. Jamaica has a new resident representative from the United Nations Development Program, UNDP. She is Denise E. Antonio, an American and a native of the West African country Liberia. Antonio presented her credentials to the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, this week at the ministry's headquarters in New Kingston, accompanied by United Nations resident coordinator to Jamaica. This week on Culinary Trails, we're in Kingston, halfway tree to be exact. This week on Culinary Trails, we're slowing down to smell the coffee. Grab a sandwich and have a chat with Donna Smith, Operations Manager of Rituals Coffee House, right here in Village Plaza, halfway tree.
Hi Simone.
Hi.
Welcome to Rituals Coffee House.
Thanks so very much for inviting me. Looking forward to speaking with you. Let's have a seat.
Sure.
So we can get to know each other better and know more about Rituals Coffee House.
No problem.
For those of us who aren't here, what's the experience we can expect when we come to Rituals?
When you walk into Ritual, you can expect fabulous ambience. It's not too bright. It's just nicely decorated with free Wi-Fi, excellent customer service, fabulous food. I mean, we can brag our 5 different flavored chai. We can brag their hot and cold coffee beverages. We're as wide as pastas, paninis, salads, wraps, pastries, an assortment of that too. So I mean, you get just about everything here. When you go to a coffee house, you're not looking for just a brewed coffee. So I mean, even our chillers, which is pretty much like a milkshake, we have coffee-filled chillers. And for the kids, we have coffee-free chillers. So I mean, everything is right here for you. You walk in and you're taken care of, you're comfortable, you relax. You can actually sit and just get a moment to unwind.
Right, just like a ritual. In terms of your time and schedule, when are you open and at what time?
Okay, from Monday to Thursday, we're here from 7:30 to 7. On Friday, we're here from 7:30, but we'll go a little later. We're going till 7:30 in the night. On a Saturday, we open from 9 o'clock and we go all the way to 8. And on Sundays, we're here from 9:30 to 4.
Wow, so you're open
Every
days a
day,
week?
7 days a week. On a public holiday, we're closed.
All right. So in terms of the coffee that you serve, do you serve strictly Jamaican coffee, or can we expect international range and flavor?
We serve Jamaican coffee. Our chillers are imported, however, because we do not have home here. But they're fabulous, and I mean, what is great about it is that you can get stuff for kids. Understand, like bubblegum, cotton candy flavor. So it looks like a milkshake. We usually finish with whipped cream on top and drizzle with either the option of caramel or chocolate topping.
Wow, that sounds so yummy. So you've agreed to do a little demonstration for us.
Sure.
What will you be serving us today?
We could do you a wrap. Would you like to try a wrap? We could do a panini or a flatini. You tell me what you like.
And in terms of coffee, what are you going to be showing me today?
I think a mochaccino because that's what I like. We could give you a mochaccino. Would you like to try that?
Yes, I would. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Right now we're going to make a chiller, which is Kona mocha milkshake, base of milk, 20% coffee, and it's a powdery mix. So it's in your blender. Add your milk, which is 5 ounces. 2 scoops of the Kona mocha, which is the mix. Then you add a cup of ice. Then you're going to cover. And then you're going to blend.
A daily cup of hot coffee is really a ritual. They can have it hot or iced coffee just to put a pep in the step or just to refresh their mind and body. You can do any one of these at the Ritual Coffee House. You can come on down, get something to eat by yourself or with your friends. In regional news, we begin in Trinidad. Jamaican-born British Queen's Counsel Vincent Nelson has officially pleaded guilty to his role in an alleged conspiracy with former Attorney General Anand Ramlogan and former UNC Senator Gerald Ramdeen in connection with a series of financial transactions and alleged rewards which he obtained while Ramlogan was Attorney General.
Counsel Vincent Nelson on Thursday pleaded guilty to conspiring to commit money laundering, misbehavior in public office, and conspiracy to commit an act of corruption after a High Court judge agreed to accept a plea agreement that he'd reached with prosecutors. On Tuesday, High Court Judge Malcolm Haldip heard arguments from Nelson's attorneys and the Director of Public Prosecutions, Roger Gaspard, on whether to accept the deal for the Jamaican-born lawyer to get a lesser sentence in exchange for being the state's key witness in the case against Ramlogan and Ramdeen. And on Thursday, the judge accepted Nelson's plea deal.
Nelson will be sentenced to January 16 next year on 3 charges related to the alleged kickbacks of millions of dollars in legal fees between Ram Logan and Ramdeen as a gift for receiving state briefs. Still in Trinidad and Tobago, opposition leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar has been cleared in a long-running probe into the discovery of marijuana at her home in 2013 when she was Prime Minister. Police Commissioner Gary Griffith said on Thursday that at a press conference that she was not culpable of any wrongdoing.
She's in no way culpable. She's not in any way accused of any wrongdoing, and she's clear of any matter pertaining to this investigation. The investigation, however, is still ongoing, as there are other matters that still have to be dealt with pertaining to that incident. But as it pertains to the opposition leader, she is in no way responsible for what was found in her premises, in her yard, at that time, which was marijuana.
The OECS Commission has signed an agreement with Facebook that it will allow access to the social media site's disaster maps in an effort to improve emergency response among member states. At a signing for the partnership, Director General Dr. Didacus Jules said access to Facebook disaster maps will allow better perform assistance.
The agreement that we have signed with Facebook gives us a working partnership with them that would help us in terms of tremendously boosting our social media outreach. It would also give us access to some of the analytics and data that are available through their platform. For example, with Signature today, we immediately have access to disaster maps for the OECS member states. This is going to be shared with the national disaster agencies and all of the OECS member states, and will be an invaluable tool in any disaster response that needs to take place in the event of a hurricane.
In the meantime, Facebook Public Policy Manager for the Caribbean, Claudia Giraldo, said she's aware of the challenges that many Caribbean nations face during disasters, and she's pleased to support the OECS.
We had discussed with the OECS, and Facebook has been looking closely at all the efforts that the OECS is doing in terms of disaster relief on preparedness. And we thought it would be great if they gain access to the disaster maps tool. The OECS has signed our licensing agreement, which enables them to have visibility on this tool to be able to better address disasters in the region. Hopefully, this will be very useful ahead of the 2019 hurricane season.
In sports, the West Indies suffered a 15-run defeat to Australia in their ICC World Cup game at Trent Bridge on Thursday. The result gave the Australians their second win of the campaign, while the Windies had their first defeat. Australia posted 288 all-out, while the Windies innings eventually closed at 272 for 9. The Windies will next oppose South Africa on Monday, while the Aussies will meet India on Sunday. And that's the news on PBCJ. Remember, we are the People's Station.